What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about TBB, the Bitcoin bull, yet again. It is the 15th day of July, and here we are sitting at 0.00882 dollars with roughly 10 hours left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Okay, we've been consolidating now since the 12th, so over the past few days. Over the past few days, we've seen wallet holders grow from like 1,000 to 1,400. Since yesterday, 1,300, we're at 1,400. So holders are growing, even if the price isn't growing. That's awesome. For every holder, there's probably several people on the sidelines, several watchers who've yet to buy, have yet to open up their own wallets to buy this thing, and that's awesome, right? The holder count going up means that the potential holder count will only grow as well as we see prices go higher. I mean, we've seen 300 or 400 new wallets come in just in the last few days consolidating. Imagine what happens whenever we grow. And again, for every person that's bought this, there's people who've had their eyes on it that didn't pull the trigger as well. They're waiting to see more. It's hard for people to buy at all-time highs. I get it. I get it. You don't want to buy at all-time highs. But, man, $8.8 million market cap for where this thing could go. We'll get into that in a second. For where this thing could go, I mean, it's worth rolling the dice on. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. We did get the 100x boost. I hope you guys are aware of that, right? We look at Dex Screener. We're in the top 100, number 95 right now. We were at one point in the top 60. That was before we, I think whenever we were back at like 009, 0099, whatever. Let's see. When we had this run up here. No. Was that? Yeah, that was where I did the 100x, was over there. So the 100x boost will probably go away in about 4 hours time from now, which is fine. We don't have to be in the top 100. We've entered it. We went to the top 60. People, this thing's on people's radars right now. And now when we do pump, whenever we see some growth, we should have an easier time climbing the rankings and moving higher as a result naturally as well. But we were at one point, I want to say, what's the 13th hour now? Probably like 6-7 hours ago. We were at one point in the top 60. We're in like the top 15 of trending tokens here. And I think that's what that fire sign means. I don't know. We were at like number 16 or number 17, something like that at the highest. And still being at number 25. There's definitely attention on this. For every holder, there are probably several people who have their eyes on it but just didn't pull the trigger. Enough of that talk. I want to get into the TA. I don't want to spend too much time talking, but for anybody who's new and you're thinking about pulling the trigger, again, Ansem, in my opinion, paved the way for the potential that TBB has. Ansem is a crypto influencer, a trustworthy crypto influencer who bought a majority supply of this token, and then he airdropped it to his community. He's airdropped millions of dollars worth of this token to his community, and we've seen a massive craze, a massive phase of growth of this thing. I'm wondering if TBB, what's going on, will start to pump without Ansem, or if we are waiting on Ansem to pump before going higher. Because TBB is the same thing, but instead of Ansem being the majority shareholder, it's Jason Williams. And Jason Williams is also a popular crypto personality. If you're not following him, give him a follow on X at Going Parabolic. Let's see, we got him over here. It might blink at me. Yeah, it's going to blink, so we're going to have to wait a second. But Jason Williams, he's an OG crypto investor and miner. I believe he made probably most of his wealth through mining Bitcoin in the early days, and probably investing as well. And like Ansem, he has his own money. So he's not one of these random degen devs who's never seen $100,000 in his life. He makes a token, it's worth $1 million. He rug pulls on his community. No, he sees this thing go to hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's airdropping to his community. Same thing with Jason Williams here, man. I don't know who's got more net worth. I think Jason actually has a higher net worth. I'm not 100% sure on that. But Ansem does have the higher follower count. My thought is, who cares about the net worth? The follower count is the thing that I'm applying here, is because Ansem has 1 million followers. This thing saw a high of 440 million, okay? Ansem made a post. He actually made a post yesterday talking about this right here. I was like, think about what he's saying. And he's saying Ansem goes to 5 billion, TBB goes to 1 billion. I'm saying that because Jason Williams has a quarter of the followers, a little bit more than a quarter of the followers that Ansem has. Does that translate to a quarter of the value of Ansem token? Not necessarily, but it could. If TBB starts to pump, it gets crazy like Ansem did, it could see a quarter of the value, if not maybe even more, because people are looking for that next Ansem token too. They don't need to be following him to see that this coin's pumping and then be a part of that, right? Oh, this is actually one that's working out and it's pumping. People will just jump on that without even knowing who Jason Williams is. But Ansem said, I think everyone needs to raise their targets much higher and allocate towards the leaders. Doge, Trump, Pepe, Bonk, with multiple 1 billion plus coins. Allocate towards the leaders. Everyone needs to raise their targets much higher and allocate towards the leaders. Well, I think Doge is a good one. Trump, you see these what these are right now. This is not what their values are. These are what the highs were. And as far as the leaders go, I don't know if he means these as the leaders. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But he's talking about multiple 1 billion plus dollar coins. He's talking about the leaders in the meme market, is what my thoughts are. And what he's signaling at, what he's saying without saying it, is that if these top meme coins could see multiple $1 billion market caps, the smallest ones seeing 5 billion, what he's saying, I think, in this sense, is that Ansem could see $5 billion. He's saying, I think everyone needs to raise their targets much higher and allocate towards the leaders. I think everyone needs to raise their targets much higher, right? People are thinking, oh, 440 million, jobs done, we did it. No, that's what he's saying, is that, man, you need to raise the bar. We're going to see $1 billion. We're going to see multi-billion dollars. That's probably what's going to happen with Ansem. And we'll know soon enough, because the volume's dying off here with Ansem. That means a breakout's coming. We've broken out of this. I really do think Ansem's going to rally. And when Ansem rallies, if I'm correct, we should get a bump in TBB as well. Because again, guys, a lot of people are looking for the next Ansem token. What separates Ansem from the rest of the pack is that Ansem is a trustworthy figure. He set out to allocate, to airdrop to his community, and he has. He's set up to allocate and airdrop to his community, and he hasn't rug pulled, no matter how expensive this thing gets, no matter how high it goes. He's attached his name, his reputation to this coin. He's not going to sully that. He's got integrity. Same thing with Jason Williams. Shout out to Jason Williams. Love this guy. He's great. He's hilarious. If you don't get his type of humor, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. He is funny. If you just roll with it, man, he's pretty funny. He literally talks how I feel like some of my best friends do. You either get it or you don't. But regardless of the humor, he's also a very smart individual. He has integrity. A lot of the people in the community are great people as well, and we don't have rug pullers here, man. There's nothing. There's nothing of the sort here. We have dedicated holders, dedicated community building. Everybody's loving this token, loving the community. I've made a few friends myself from this community. I love getting involved with meme coins because hopefully you make some money, but also because of the community that builds, man. I've made the most friends in crypto, like population wise, through meme coin communities. It's great. It really is great. And this community is special. It's really awesome. People are having a fun time. And even in the boring times, people are talking about it. At the lowest prices, every single time that we drop, guys, I feel like people get quiet. More people are quiet. They're less excited. They're always the most excited when we're pumping. I'm super loud at the lows because I want to see people get in at a relatively good price. And this is what I want to get to, is that on Dex Screener, this thing entered the top 60. It entered the top 60. It entered the top 20 on, on the fire symbol here, whatever that means. I think that's trending. I don't know. There's definitely attention on this. There's definitely people who've looked at this and probably didn't pull the trigger. People who are going through and looking for the next meme. Okay. So they've got their eyes on this. Nobody, and that happened predominantly here from this price to this price, all throughout here. Okay. Nobody wants to buy the all-time highs. Nobody wants to. But the thing is, now, for a lot of these people who are either new holders or potential new holders, they've seen this thing go from a high to a low of 20%. They've seen this thing go from a high to a low of 10%. You've had your discount come in. If it goes a little bit lower, that's not a problem. I actually think that it's a good thing that we dropped even with this boost, because now what it's done is it's given you an opportunity. Nobody wants to buy the all-time high. I can respect that. But think about it. If we drop and then we come back up, and we've already dropped, we don't have to go lower, but even if we do go lower, if we drop and then we come back up, how many people will be encouraged to buy the all-time high there? You might not be encouraged to buy the all-time high here. This is your first time looking at it. It's at the all-time high, but oh, you had a discount? you had a 20% discount, you had a 10% discount, you had a 15, 30% discount opportunity, and you didn't take it, and now it's back at these prices, you're going to be more enticed to buy there. Oh, you still didn't buy it? It's breaking out and seeing new highs. You're going to be more enticed to buy there. We're sitting on top of a FOMO bomb. All we got to do is light the fuse. And that fuse might be tied to Ansem. It might be. It might be tied to its own thing. We've seen TBB pump without Ansem. We've seen, Ansem's seen decay since the 6th of July. We have certainly not. I mean, since the 6th, we've only been moving up. So that's the nice thing about TBB's relationship to Ansem, is that if Ansem drops, TBB doesn't necessarily drop. And consequently to that, also, if Ansem pumps, that doesn't necessarily mean TBB pumps either. But the relationship is Ansem paved the way. You have 1,100,000 followers with Ansem on X. With Jason Williams on X, he has about 300,000 followers, a little bit less than 300,000 followers, right? Like a quarter, a little bit over a quarter of the followers that Ansem has. And imagine if Ansem went to 5 billion, how high could TBB go? If TBB gains traction the same way Ansem did, how high could this thing go? I genuinely mean this, man. We're at an 8 million. This is where, again, it's at all-time highs, and we still gained 100 holders over the last 24 hours. The reason for that, it's even like over like the last 12 hours, I want to say. The reason for that is because $8.9 million, you're still getting in early. What if this thing does turn into a $100 million coin? What if this thing does see $1 billion? You're not going to see $1 billion probably with this coin if Ansem has topped off and it doesn't go higher. But if Ansem can achieve a multi-billion dollar market cap like what he's talking about here, there's no reason why TBB couldn't do the same, or at least see something around $1 billion, multi-$100 million market cap. At a $440 million market cap, a quarter of that is still over $100 million. And $100 million from here, guys, that's like a 13x. There's a lot of potential for growth, not just between here and $1 billion, but between here and $100 million as well, and perhaps hundreds of millions. Again, the fact that you've got about a quarter, a little bit over a quarter of the followers on X that Ansem doesn't necessarily translate to that same ratio in price. Maybe we see half the price potential. Maybe we see the exact same thing. We go up to 440 million because, again, the thought here is not the follower count. The follower count is what allowed you to pave the way. But now that the way has been paved, now that we've seen the potential that a coin like this can achieve, where somebody's airdropping to their community, they have integrity, they have their own money outside of this. There's trust built in the ecosystem, and people are getting hyped about it. We've got all that stuff here. It's all the same stuff, right? And what's the difference between the follower count? What does that matter in the ratio of price? I don't know. Maybe there's no difference. Maybe it's a tit for tat exact difference. It's probably neither of those things. It's probably something else, right? Something in between. But anyways, getting into the TA. I didn't mean to give the sales pitch, but man, I see how low the price is right here. It's low, and here we are hanging out at all-time highs. I see this opportunity for what it is, and it gets me excited because you have a chance, man. You have a chance. You have a chance to buy at a discount, at an 18, 17% discount before it starts to come up again, right? And then you're going to have to be tested, right? If you don't buy here, you're going to buy here. If you don't buy here, you're going to buy here. And then it's like you could have had these gains all along if you just pulled the trigger earlier. We've got higher lows coming in. It does kind of look double top-ish, doesn't it? But the thing is, we had a lot of volume coming in at every single one of these low points here, every single one throughout this area, every single one. We had a lot. I mean, look at these spikes in volume. Go on the 15-minute time frame. You'll see buying was happening here. We had a lot of volume coming here as well. Now, what we didn't have was a lot of volume selling, okay? Volume has actually declined as we've sold off. It's declined. As we were rising, volume was rising with it, right, in price. The people who are buying are not selling. They're holding. They're hodling because of everything that I've said, because of everything that they're aware of, because of everything that is possible with this coin. And all it takes is a little nudge past that all-time high area, something that's a little bit more than this, hopefully. And I mean, if we keep moving up like this, that's fine. I mean, if we have to take our sweet time getting there, we can take our sweet time getting there, giving people more opportunities to get in and to get out. A lot of this, I think, has shaken out the weak hands, and it's given people who are stronger hands an opportunity to get in at several areas at a low point here, at relative low points. And we're seeing these highs or these lows building up. We're seeing this high area like remaining flat. Whenever you're building up to a flat area, I mean, that pressure, man, it just seems like it's going to build and break to the upside. Volume's dying off. We're going to see a breakout soon. I want to look at the 15-minute time frame and then zoom out. Okay, let's just wrap this video up. It's been a long time. Oh, wait, what time? I got to leave. I got like an hour. I got to leave soon, though. Higher lows in the RSI, bullish divergence. Bullish divergence on the MACD as well. Okay, 15-minute time frame. It's not that significant. 1 hour time frame. We're at the same level here at the 40 that every time we've bounced from here in this thing's life, it has promoted growth. Bouncing off the 40 here, growth. Bouncing off the 40 here, growth. And then more growth overall. Bouncing off the 40 here, massive growth. And overall, we saw like a 13x move. Bouncing off the 40 here, that was a 2x move. Bouncing off the 40 here, we went from 007 to about an 11 million, so like a $7 million market cap to an $11 million market cap. That was the smallest bounce, and still we saw new all-time highs off of that. The last time that we bounced off of this level, guys, we saw new all-time highs. So I don't know. That's where my head's at. And if we can do this, ideally, if we can do this before that 100x boost runs out, we'll only climb the rankings on Deck Screener. And climbing the rankings, that's what we want to do. We want to continue to climb the rankings so that more people are aware of it. They don't have to buy. They just have to be aware. Because if they're aware of it and this thing does what we know it can do, they will buy in time. They'll just buy at a higher price. And buying at a higher price only dedicates holders more, I think, if you're buying at a higher price, right? Imagine the people who bought Ansem all the way down here. When the price dumps off like this, they might be thinking about distributing. Whereas the people who bought here or who bought here, they're just hopping in the game. They're waiting on more. They're prepared for more to come, right? And I think that's what we're seeing here is that there are a lot of people. We've had like 400 wallets come in over the last few days. It's like a 40% growth in the last few days of people who are ready to come in. And where they're buying too, man, is strategic. I mean, again, look at this on the 15-minute time frame. Very, very strategic. Look at all these spikes. This spike of volume here, right? This large spike right there at the lows, right? Here, that spike. That one was kind of at the high, but it sent us higher, right? This right here sent us higher as well, that spike. This spike at a relative low. This spike at a relative low. This spike at a relative low. This spike at a relative low that sent us higher, right? Whenever we dumped off, less volume comes in. When we're dumping off, less volume comes in. We're dumping off, less volume comes in. Volume built a little bit, and then we had the biggest spike of red volume on this complete wick of a candle. Volume built as we moved higher. Volume came in here where? Not at the highs, at the lows, okay? And now volume's died off entirely as the price has been slowly moving down. Somebody or multiple somebodies are taking the opportunities when they come. And this opportunity here, where we are below 1 cent, it's not going to be here forever. I almost made a post yesterday because I really thought that we were going to break out. I was going to say, man, if you didn't take your opportunity there below 1 cent while you could, you missed it. Doesn't mean that you missed the opportunity to see growth. I mean, we're going to grow 10x from 1 cent. We're going to hit 10 cents or more, 15 cents, 20 cents, whatever, and maybe even higher than that, depending on how high Ansem can go. But it's a special opportunity to get in below 1 cent, you guys. And here we are right now. This opportunity won't last forever. I don't have anything else to say. I'm done talking. I think I'm done talking. The MACD is at a perfect area to bounce on the 1 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame, you're killing off that bearish momentum. I mean, you look bullish overall. The RSI is bullish overall as well. This is not bearish divergence, right? We've already gone over that. The highs are too far separated, right? If this is bearish divergence, then why are these higher highs not included? You're being nitpicky. You're being too nitpicky. Bearish divergence is between 2 points. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7th point. It's not this, right? That's the equivalent here. That's not bearish divergence. This is not bearish divergence. Even if it is, did we not see the move already? Did we not? I mean, like from a high to a low, we dropped 33%. We bounced off the 50. We're holding the 50. We're consolidating here the same as we were here. And when we consolidated here, what did we see? From a low to a high, we saw a 3.5x move. I would bet now that the holders have grown in this range a lot, and I think, and we've entered the top 100, there's more eyes on this. I would bet that when we break out of here, we're going to see a larger move than a 3x. There are targets around 2 cents, 2.5 cents. There are targets around there. I mean, maybe we see a very reciprocated move, but I digress. A lot of potential. Even if we move up a little bit, we consolidate, then we can go from there, and then consolidate and go from there. I believe TBB will see prices above 10 cents over the coming week, and that potential for an all-time high to reach $1 billion or more, it only goes up if Ansem can cross that threshold as well, right? I think I'm kind of curious to see what happens. I'm curious to see if Ansem pumps, if that has any effect on TBB. We'll see. Time will tell. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye.